This is the conventional barbell deadlift with a deficit. Now the reason we're using the deficit is so that we can increase the amount of leg drive required, and we're also going to increase the range of motion, making the legs have to work harder, which means when we return to a normal barbell deadlift with your feet on the floor, we're going to be stronger. So I'm using a 20 kilogram plate. I'm also using bare feet or flat soled shoes when we're doing anything that requires a push through the ground and a hip hinge motion. Now, make sure your plate is evenly set up in the middle of the barbell. We're going to step up and set up exactly like we would for a normal deadlift, where I have a small gap about 1 to 2 inch from my shins to the barbell. My goal is to keep my arms as long as possible, and I'm going to shift my hips back, reaching my arms down. I'm going to use a mixed grip, so one hand over, one hand under. I'm going to pull my armpits into my hips, try and make my spine as long as possible, and with my chest and eyes forward, I'm going to push through the ground to extend at the knee and the hip. So hip hinge backwards, bend the knees to get to the floor. So armpits to hips, arms long, take the slack out of the bar, push the ground away to stand up tall. Hip hinge back. Arms long, armpits into hips, take the slack out of the bar so we don't have any movement when we lift off. Spine long, chest and eyes forward. Push through the ground to stand up tall. That is the conventional barbell deadlift with the deficit.